Who's the boss? Good morning. My name is Father Frank Buckley. I'm delighted to be the host of our morning meditation group, Flourishing During Times of Uncertainty. Mondays, we particularly reserve for people who may be new to contemplation meditation. We could not be happier you are here. You have found a great home. Stick around. So, I do a little more explanation of being a contemplative in action. If you're new, it's a three-part program. First, we begin with a little inspiration, which personally I find always easier to meditate if you have a little inspiration to get you started. The second part is the heart of the matter, where we give the first 20 minutes of the day to God. We, as Father Keating says, the method is unbelievably simple. We just sit down, we engage a sacred word. It can be any word you like, one or two syllables, as long as it has meaning to you. You repeat it 4 or 5 times and then drop down to deep rest. You are welcome to close your eyes if you feel safe. If not, you can always keep them a little open or stare at an object you may appreciate. And then the last part of the program, rather than just jumping up, we do a little Ignatian examen. That was so important to St. Ignatius, the founder of the Jesuits. We live our lives moving forward. We only understand them looking backwards. So we take a reflective gaze on where God came alive for us over the weekend. So for Mondays, I have been choosing one of my favorite texts, Zen Mind, Beginner Mind by Suzuki Roshi, who brought Zen meditation over from Japan to San Francisco. And he did an amazing little series of talks, and they were recorded and put into this book, Zen Mind, Beginner Mind. And what he really focuses on in this book is the importance of always having a beginner's mind. So even if you've been doing meditation for 30 years and think, Father Frank, I'm going to tune out on Mondays, that would be a big mistake, because Suzuki Roshi talks about the importance of always having an attitude of a beginner's mind. He says, in the expert mind, there are very few possibilities. In the beginner's mind, the possibilities are infinite. So, lastly, to people beginning or new to meditation, I always love a book called Supermind that talks about transcendental meditation. And the author is a psychiatrist at Georgetown, and he talks about doing this practice of 20 minutes silent meditation twice a day does all kind of benefits for our physical, mental, and spiritual life. But he also notes in his experience of many years of practicing meditation that the world starts going your way. So I hope that gives you a little incentive to begin. I apologize. On Friday, I took an early flight, so I did the meditation early before coffee, and I forgot the inspiration altogether. So I think I will make up for it today. It's a really good one as we reflect on this question I started the morning practice with: who's the boss? So let's start. The most important point is to use your own physical body. If you slump, you will actually lose yourself. Your mind will be wandering about somewhere else. You will not be in your body. And this simply is not the way. We must exist right here, right now. And this is the key point. We must exist right here, right now. You must have your own body and mind. Everything should exist in the right place and in the right way. Then there is no problem. If the microphone I use when I speak exists somewhere else, it will not serve its purpose. When we have our body and our mind in order, everything else will exist in the right place and in the right way. But usually, without being aware of it, we try to change something other than ourselves. We try to order things outside us. But it is impossible to organize things if you yourself are not in order. When you do things in the right way at the right time, everything will be organized. You are the boss. When the boss is sleeping, everyone is sleeping. When the boss does something right, everyone will do everything right and at the right time. This is the secret. Thank you, Thich Nhat Hanh. Suzuki Roshi. What beautiful words to begin our meditation. So, one of the ways we flourish is to unplug. I invite you to unplug all technology, to put it on stun or silent. I have my timer set for 20 minutes. I will ring the bell to get us started, and then I'll ring the bell to get us out. And for this, if you're new, just take the attention to the breath, engage the sacred word, whatever it may be: peace, Jesus, kindness, love. Repeat it 4 or 5 times. Drop down. Consciousness is always vertical to deep rest. And if you're human at all, if you have a pulse, I promise you thoughts will arise. And as soon as they do, Father Keating says we just go back to the sacred word, repeat it 4 or 5 times, and drop down to deep rest. And if this happens once during our 20 minutes or 500 times, it's fine. The Maharishi who introduced meditation to the West had a beautiful saying: whether we dip our toe in a shallow pond or the deep blue ocean, we still get wet. So let's get ready to dive in. I invite you to find a comfortable seat. Close your eyes or lower your eyes, something that feels safe to you. Turn the gaze inwards, take the attention to the breath, and let's begin. Listen, listen. The sound of this beautiful bell returns us to our true home. As always, we begin with diaphragmatic breathing to get grounded. That is, breathing deeply as possible into the lower tummy 3 times. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Together as a community, inhale. Open mouth, exhale. Beautiful. 2 more times. Inhale and exhale. Last time, deeply as possible. Inhale and exhale. Continue to breathe on your own. We'll take the attention to the body. We always start with the feet pressed onto the green earth, and take a moment to just notice how solid this earth is on which we stand. Moving up the body, we arrive at the chair or cushion, providing support. If you're new to meditation or have been doing it for many years, we all need a little support. The support of a community, the support of friends, the support of beauty. Just reflect on where you felt a little support recently and lean into it. As we move to the shoulders, if there's been any tension or anxiety over the weekend, something you've been holding on to, sometimes if the mind won't let it go, the body will. Allow it to just roll off the shoulders and let the earth catch it. Let go, surrender, release. Feeling a little lighter, we move towards the front of the body. I invite you to embrace, hold your heart, and focus on something over this weekend that brought you a little joy. And try and name it in one word. Gently place that word towards the back of your heart. And as a community, let's breathe one time into the joy. Inhale. Exhale, release the hands, and just notice what you feel. God cannot be outdone in generosity. Finally, we arrive at the forehead, the area between the eyebrows, the seat of intuition, that place that always tells the truth. And we focus on an intention for our lives this morning, being courageous enough to ask God for something great and beautiful right now. We'll seal that intention with an inhale and an exhale. Take the attention to the breath. Engage the sacred word 4 or 5 times. Drop down and enjoy a little deep rest. Please continue. We only have about a minute left, so for this last minute, we practice an ancient 17th century Tibetan practice of simply sprinkling a little joy over ourselves, our meditation practice, and the world. Please continue. Gently bring your attention back to the room. If the eyes were closed, open the eyes. You can circle the wrist one way, then the other. Circle the arms. Bring a little movement into the shoulders. Reverse the train. Inhale, raise the arms up. Exhale, shake out anything you've been holding on to. And now we will move into one of my favorite parts of the morning is the Jesuit Ignatian Examen. So for this, we just notice where God has come alive for us over the weekend. If you're new to meditation, one of the really most important parts of our morning practice is we build a little community. So feel free to jot a hello down in the comment box or where God's come alive for you recently. And I will start by just saying, once again, heartfelt thank you to all of you for your flexibility on Friday. I was able to get up early before the plane and do the meditation group, and really, much to my surprise, people were even tuning in then. So I really appreciate those people who supported me by getting up extra early, and also for all of you for your flexibility and just getting on a little later and doing the practice. Second, most of you know I did a really good friend of mine, a kid I taught in high school, Grafton. I did his dad's funeral in San Jose, and it was really a beautiful, beautiful moment. One of my very favorite passages in Scripture is Jesus's invitation to love one another as I have loved you. And at Rick's funeral, there was so much love that it was palpable. It was as if you could scoop it out of the air. And it was just really a privilege to be a part of his life that was so well lived. And then lastly, something that went really well this weekend is when I did my 8-day retreat. Father Paul Fitterer was my director, and he had recommended a book called Unlikely Companions. It's about the relationship between Carl Jung and St. Ignatius of Loyola. And it must have been on a slow boat from China. It took quite a while to get to me, but it's arrived, and I am absolutely loving it. So that concludes our morning practice. Welcome to anyone if it was your first time. Great job. Meditation is also, I like to give the analogy of like a muscle. We just keep practicing every day. We get a morning practice. If you're looking for a community, I think you could search the whole world over and not likely to find a community as great as this one. Welcome. We're delighted you are here, and I will see you tomorrow on Tuesday morning. God bless and have a beautiful first day of the week.